we go again. Here we are again, and let me share my screen for you. So we are here and talk about the 6-step secret formula. Joachim mentioned we have the 6-step secret formula. You learned about the S, the savings, and now we are going to the next level. The next level is the E. So what does the E tell us? Let's have a look at that.
Bernie, before you start with the E, could you just briefly mention the VIP ticket we have?
Oh yeah, sorry, I forget this. We have the VIP ticket upgrade. So if you want to see the recordings of the sessions that we are covering today, if you want to get all the information, if you want to review it, remember always retention raises significantly if you review within a week. So if you want to review all the information, you want to run through it fastly, then we have this VIP upgrade for you. Additionally, we are running today 15-minute VIP session, so you will be eligible for a breakout room, especially for our VIP members only. So we have some gold nuggets for you, especially for all the VIP members. If you want to take them, just go to the link that we posted in the chat. Take a look on what's your upgrade worth, and then you are free to upgrade. So let's come back to the E. The E stands for evaluate. So what do we need to evaluate? We have to find, there are 3 pillars of evaluation. So first of all, we are asking ourselves why in several directions. So the first direction is, why should you invest? And if you have registered, I would say not yesterday, but some more days ago, you may have noticed that we sent you a request to do an exercise to find out the reason why. Why do you want to invest? You have taken a little exercise on that. If you didn't do that, we give you now 1 minute time to do that. So if you would like to do it right now, then you can do it right now. If you have done it in your homework, then you are welcome to extend on that. So take it to the next level. I will give you 1 minute to elaborate on your reasons for investing. So why do you want to invest? And let's start here. Let's give us our reason. So why could it be that you want to invest? Maybe it's you want to preserve or secure some assets, money, you want to make up more of it, you want just to have more for fun, you're just curious and you want to learn it maybe. You want to make a living out of it maybe. Or maybe others are doing it, your friends are doing it. You want to go on vacation. You want to live the life that you desire. So what is the reason why you want to invest, why you want to learn to invest? Just give us a short insight. Awesome. So write in the chat, what are your reasons? Or if you like, you can also, yeah, we have some reasons here. We got some reasons. No, we got some reasons. Is anyone who wants to share, or do you need more time? Just raise your hand, please. I will see that. You need more time. Are there any reasons? Do you have reasons for me? So please share it in the chat window. Or do you need more time? Can I give you 5 more seconds? What are the reasons why you want to invest? So I got a reason on a personal message. So my reason for investing is I want to preserve my assets. I have gotten some money and I want to save this. Okay, this is a good reason. This is an awesome reason. I want to see how my money passively grows with just 1 hour time investment forward. Yeah, that's what we are propagating. That what we are telling you. You just need 1 hour per week to manage your investments, to be successful when it comes to investing. So you need just 1 hour per week to manage your investments. So this is the first part of the why. We have a second part of the why. Why should we evaluate? What is investment evaluation? So investment evaluation is, let me give you the definition of it. What is investment evaluation? Investment evaluation is balancing the risk, the investment risk, against the potential profits. So write that down. Investment evaluation is balancing investment risk against potential profits. So in other words, this is to reduce the risk. If you invest in something, there is a risk that you lose money, and ensure that you're making potentially high profits, and that the risk is very low and the profits very high. So we have to find a balance between the risk and the profits. So then we have a lot of risk. If you take an opportunity where you have a lot of risk, then it could be that you're losing a lot of money. So a lot of risk means potentially making a lot of losses again. But it also means you can make a lot of profits again. So you can make a lot of money. And so we have to find the balance of having a low risk and high profits, and high outcome. Let me tell you a story about my pension insurance. It was in 2007. My bank consultant, he was approaching me. He told me, Bernie, I have a great offer for you. For your pension, you are paying in 100 euro per month, and it will be invested in stocks and funds and everything, and you will have secure your pension using that. I did it. I invested 100 euro per month in this investment funds, and then I just let it go. And in 2018, so it was 11 years after I started investing, I looked at it again and I saw it was 7,000 euro. And I said to myself, look, Bernie, there's something wrong. He told me it grows, they're investing in stocks and everything, and it will be growing. But at the end, I had lost because I had invested over the time 9,000 euro, and I was left with 7,000. And then I took a look and thought maybe it's the performance wasn't that good on the market, on the stocks exchanges, stock markets. And it turned out that it wasn't the case. It was contrary. The stocks went up, 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 up. So I recalculated, and I came to the conclusion I should have 12,000 euro instead of just 7,000 euro. So what happened? They were telling me not the truth. They were telling me things that I didn't know, even though I have investigated their offer, but I didn't read the small printed details. So I immediately quitted this, and guess what? Due to the fees, due to the to cancel it earlier before my pension and everything, I lost 1,000 more. So I ended up with 6,000. I took those 6,000, that should be 12 at least, and I invested that myself because I knew how to invest that in stocks, because I had a strategy and everything we're teaching you. But with that money, I didn't do that at that time. And I took this 6,000 euro, put it into a very low risk strategy. And guess what? How much money did I make in the first year? What do you think? Let me know in the chat window. How much money did I make in the first year? When my banker told me, if someone is making 12%, this is a scammer. 20%, Yes, you're close. So it was 15. I was making 15%. I was making up 1,000 that I lost when I quitted this insurance. So this is a very, very strange thing. This is a very that's taught me a lot about the financial markets. That taught me a lot about banking systems. That taught me a lot about get your own responsibility. So we have to take care about our own money, about our own responsibility. So now I want to make a small exercise with you. Please take a sheet of paper and a pen. So I'll give you a few seconds to grab this. Get a sheet of paper and a pen. And now follow me. I'm giving you a guidance. I give you a guidance on how to draw. So first of all, please draw a line up. Then draw a line to the right. A line 45 degrees up. A line to the right. A line 30 degrees down to the right. A line 5 degrees down to the right. A line down, just vertical. One line to the left. Half a circle to the left. A long line to the left. Half a circle to the left. A line to the left. And now draw some windows. And now I'm curious what you have drawn. What's your result? What's your outcome? Would you like to show it to you in the camera, to us in the camera? So what did you draw? Let me see. I will switch to the gallery. Yeah, we see a lot of nice drawings here. Actually, it should look like something like that. So how do you feel about that? What does it make with you? You had no guidance. You had just the guidance. You didn't evaluate it before. You didn't ask before. You had no chance to ask before. You were just blindly guided into something. And you had maybe you had no clue about it. Where do you land? Where do you start? Where do you land? Where does it end? So this is why we have to evaluate in advance. That is why we have to talk about it. Why we have to find out what should we do? Where should we invest? What should we draw? Does it make sense to you? Please raise your hands if that makes sense to you. Cool, thank you. So the next pillar that we have to cover is where. So where do we have to invest? What is it? Is it a stock? Is it which different asset classes are there in the market? I tell you about some asset classes that are in the market, and we are focusing today on the stock market. But for example, you can invest your money in gold. If you're investing your money in gold, it preserves the value. So that means you are preserving value, you're preserving the amount that you have. Gold has always been a good value preservation. Another thing that you can try is a so-called ETF. This is nothing that you have to know right now. It's basically it's called an exchange traded fund. It's a low risk investment and provides solid profits. We are doing this. We are taking these ETFs into our consideration later in our programs. For now, you just have to know that they exist. Then we have cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and how they are all called. They are a higher risk, but also higher reward, higher profits investment. And we will cover cryptocurrencies also tomorrow in our program. We will learn about that. Then we have the options and derivates. This is also something that you don't have to know more about. Then this is high risk and potential high profits. So we are focusing on stocks. We are focusing on the stock market. We're focusing on the stocks. Here you see a bull and a bear. In the stock market, a bull is always thinking it goes up, and the bear is always thinking it goes down. So if the bulls and the bears, they are fighting, then the price moves in the stock market. So the price that you can purchase your stock for is moving up or down. But what is a stock? What is a stock? A stock or equity share. Let me show you again. The definition of that, and you're welcome to write it down. So a stock, also known as an equity or a share, is a security that represents the ownership of a fraction of a corporation or company. Let me repeat this. A security that represents the ownership of a fraction of a corporation or a company. So you're owning a small part of a company. Does this make sense to you? Show me your hand if this makes sense to you. Cool, awesome. So let's continue with an exercise. I would ask you to go to this website, www.menti.com, and enter this number. Alternatively, you can also put up your QR code, your phone, and scan the QR code. So menti.com, and then you enter all the companies you use services or products from. And I will share now the result out of this. So here is, all of you are posting here their outcome. And they're the products that you are using and that may show up here. So I'm curious about all the products that you are using here. What are they? Okay, we see Apple, Tesla, Samsung, L'Oreal. What else? Apple again, coming up. Okay, very interesting. So let's wait some more seconds. Apple still there. Else, Facebook, L'Oreal, Starbucks, also interesting, Samsung. Okay, Apple, Facebook, still Alibaba, Instagram. Awesome. Thanks for participating. So these are all companies that we could start with. So that you could start, I mean, all those companies that we've seen right now, Facebook, Apple, Uber, Starbucks, Microsoft, Amazon, Alibaba, all those companies, they are on the stock market. So you have trust in them because you are using their products. You know about the company, you think that they have great products, and others do as well. So why not just starting with those companies? So, and what is the benefit of owning stocks from companies? What is the benefit if you are using, for example, L'Oreal or Schwarzkopf or Starbucks or Samsung or Apple, and you're owning a share of it? You can profit double of that because you are owning the share on one hand, and you are using the products on the other hand. So you're spending the money, but you're taking your money back again from the company by owning the share. Because if the company makes money, you are making money as well by by having the stock. So the benefit of owning a stock is first to make profits. And a second. First to make profits. The second one is to protect yourself from inflation. So inflation, as we have heard, is eating up your money. You can't afford the same amount of products today, then you will be able to, in 1 year, for example, you will just get much less products for the same price. So to protect yourself from inflation, you can invest in stocks. And the third benefit of owning stock is to diversify. So having all the eggs in one basket is a bad idea. We encourage you to not do that, to put your eggs in several baskets, because this is spreading your risk. If you invest in stocks, if you invest in gold, if you invest in cryptos, if you invest in real estate, if you invest in a company, if you invest in yourself, this is value. This has, if some of those things, if one of those things goes down, if the real estate market goes down and you're invested in real estate only, you will lose money. But if you're invested in stocks and if real estate goes down, stocks go up, you are equaling that out. So it's very important to diversify, to have different assets that you are owning. So again, to visualize it, what is a stock? A stock, equity, or share is just owning a slice of a company. And we are owning, hopefully, a stock or a share. Does it make sense for everyone? Show me your hands if this is clear for you. Cool. Okay. Any questions so far? So if you have any questions, I'm taking them now, put them into the chat window, and I'm happy to answer them. So are we seeing some questions? It seems we're no questions. If you have any question, raise your virtual hand. So you have a menu bar in your device in Zoom. It's called reactions, and there you can push the button and you can raise your hand. If you have any question, then you can raise your hand and we will notice that. So again, which companies should we choose? So what is our choice of companies? Which companies should we choose? As said before, a good starting point is those companies that you like. Although many of them, as they are in a mass market, so many people, your friend, your family members, they may be also using products from Apple. They are also on Facebook. They are using that a lot. And so many of those companies, their shares are too expensive. That's why we have to check the financial situation of the company. That's why we have to investigate this company. We have to look up what's behind the price of this company in the stock market. So if you are going into the shop and you want to buy something, then you evaluate as well. You're giving this a value. You say, okay, is this banana, is this worth €1 or isn't it worth €1? And you're doing the best you can to get an idea of that. Although sometimes that's not enough. So we have to research on papers, we have to research on the financial reports that are issued by these companies. And remember, the stock price always reflects the future. So a company's stock price, a company's price on the stock exchange market, I will explain you a little bit later what it is, but the price that you can pay can buy a stock for is always higher, or most of the time higher, than the value of the company. And this is because future is traded in the company. You may ask yourself now, okay, what does it mean? What does it mean, future? So Amazon, for example, Amazon had a lot of visions, or Tesla, they have a lot of visions. They want to go to space. They want to be in every living room. And this is currently not happening. They are on the way to that, but the vision is there. And as they are on the way, people see what's happening with the company in the future, and they are giving that a certain value. And this value is reflected on the stock exchange market, on the stock exchange, in the stocks world, let's call it like this. So this may sound a bit confusing to you, so this all the evaluation and financial reports and this kind of stuff, but this is why we have our golden menu that we are issuing to our members. So we are investigating companies, we are getting an overview of their situation, we are putting that into a list, and this list is issued to our family members, to our members who are joining us, who are joining our further programs. And you have basically just to go through the list, do your own confirmation research. You're just confirming, okay, this is a company that I can identify with, that I'm comfortable with, and then you can invest into this company. And how to reduce your risk even more, you will learn more about that on diversification. We will do that tomorrow. Okay, so we have learned the 3 pillars. First, we have learned the why. Then we have learned the where or what to invest. And now the next thing that we have to know is when to invest. So when should we invest in a company? Can you remember? Put it in the chat window, please. What is the best time to plant a tree? Curious about it? Best time to plant a tree is when I'm a baby. When is the second best time to plant a tree? Now, yes, that's it. So the best time to plant a tree, if you haven't done it before, is now. Same goes for investing. There's always an opportunity. There are always chances for you to make money on the markets, on the stocks market. What we will talk about later, what I mean with market. But to make money, you have always an opportunity. So, and you know what? I will ask another question. What are the best portfolios? What are the best performing portfolios? Who are the best investors? If you know that, drop it in the chat. If you don't know that, women, women are awesome. That's for sure. The best investors are those who are dead. So the best portfolios, the best investment portfolios are of those people who have died, because they have never touched their investments again. They just bought it, and then they have let it run, and then they never sold it. This is a great strategy. So just put some money in and let it grow, because over the time, history shows the price always bounces back. If you can remember what I've shown you before, the S&P 500 index. So this is an index where 500 companies are composed together and their development is shown here. And you are seeing here this index since the 1970s. So I'll make it bigger for you that you can see it better. Since the 1970s, that's the development. So if you just put in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s, it doesn't matter when. If you just put in money, you're making more out of it. So it's not about not to invest. It's the best time to invest is now. It's every time. If you follow certain rules, if you have a strategy, if you have money management and risk management in place, and this will be covered in the next session. So we are having then a break, and after the break you will learn about money management, risk management, and why it is so important. And we will cover it from the basics. So you will really learn how to do that from the basics. But there are 2 disadvantages of those portfolios I mentioned from people who died. The first is they can't take profits anymore. So they will see the profits growing on paper, but they will not take profits anymore. And this is also something we're covering This is something we cover tomorrow, how to take profits and when to take profits. And why to take profits. This will be covered tomorrow in the sessions. And the second reason why, what's the disadvantage of just buying and then dying is no money gets added over the time. So it's just you buy one time and you let it run and you're unable to benefit from that. And you want to add money because you earn money. You earn money in your job, you earn money in your business. Maybe you're getting money from somewhere and you want to invest this money. So you want to add it on top of that. And that is why we have developed the 5 pillars of a successful investor. And we will tell you about the 5 pillars, and on some of them we will go more in detail today, later in the session, and tomorrow. So the first pillar that we have that successful investors have, that they are following, that their whole system is built upon. First pillar is a strategy. A strategy and a rule set. It's very important to have a guidance. It's very important to have a rule set, to have a checklist. So that's what we are also providing to you through our programs. You will receive a checklist. You will get a following up list where you can follow up. And when it's coming to investing, you're just making a checkbox on each item that you have covered. So research is one of them, for example. Invest is another, for example. Take profits is another, for example. So, and we're telling you exactly the time or the situation when you should do that, when this happens. Second one is money management. This is covered in the next session. It's very important to have your money managed. What does it mean? Money management means if I have 10,000, for example, I have 10,000 euro available. So, and I want to invest this money. I want to invest 10,000, but how should I invest? How much should I invest? How many stocks should I buy? Should I invest also in cryptos? How much should I invest in cryptos? Cryptocurrency. How much risk should I take by one investment? So if I'm having 10,000, how can I split up the 10,000 to invest in, for example, 10 stocks or 5 different opportunities? And this is done by money management. So by managing your money, you are dividing your money in slices, into certain pieces. And then you take one slice and invest it, for example, in a stock. The other slice you invested in gold. The other slice you invested in cryptos. Next slice you invested in stocks again. And this is covered by money management. We are covering this in the next session. The next thing is risk management. So if you manage your risks, then you are able to maximize your profits. And that's what we want. I mentioned before, we have to reduce the risks to a very low amount, and then we have to raise the profits to a very high amount. We will cover that tomorrow. There will be an interesting session, very interesting session about risk management and how you can control your risk. The next pillar is time and patience. And this is, I would say, it's the second most important pillar. And the really most important pillar will come up in a second. But the second most important pillar is time and patience. So we have to be patient. We have to wait. Remember, the best performing portfolios are those of men who have died. They have been patient, if you will. So we have to have time and patience. And this is also one of the reasons why women are the better investors. They have more patience. They have more time, or they spend more time. They take more time for researching. They are not that gambler mentality than the man. And here comes the most important pillar. What do you think is the most important pillar? Let me know in the chat window. It's 80% of success is the last pillar. So tell me a little bit more about the last pillar. Do you know something? Put it in the chat window. What could it be? Mindset. And this is awesome. So the last pillar will be decovered after the lunch break, or we will reveal it after the lunch break. We have here mindset as a guess. It's a good guess. And what is not quitting? Not quitting continues. Not quitting continues. I don't know what you mean by that, but keep going, you mean maybe? So keep going, investing, keep doing it. And that's absolutely true. So it's always important to keep going, to invest, keep investing, and to be on top of that, to be on par of it. Okay, so now I want to cover a topic before we go to the lunch break. We have some more minutes, I think, before we go to the lunch break. We have a topic concerning your savings. So everything that you have learned so far, all the pillars, they need an amount of money to invest. So you need 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, maybe 100 euro. You can invest any amount. So you can start with 100 euro, but you can also invest 100,000 euro. And to be able to invest, to have an amount of money available, you need to put aside some money. And this is done by a system called the JAR system. So JAR system is consisting of certain jars. So let's call them pillars. And each of the pillars is containing money. For example, if you know you're earning 1,000 euro, you're taking these 1,000 euro and you're splitting them up and spread them over the jars. How do you spread them? In which relation? In which amount? And all those kind of things. This is also something we will cover later in a later session. And for now, I have nothing more to say. Joachim, should we go in the lunch break?
Yeah, if you're done with this section, then let's do 15 minutes.
I'm done so far. I would suggest that we are taking some questions now, and that we're doing a short breakout session so that our participants can elaborate on what they have learned about the pillars. I'm putting up the pillars again on the screen. So just take a few minutes. We will put you out in some breakout rooms and elaborate on what you have learned. How important is it to you? So how important is a strategy for you just by feeling? Not knowing, maybe you may not know what this is about, but you just by your feeling, what is the strategy? How important is this for you? Money management. Do you have money management in place? Do you know how much money you put aside for your savings on a monthly basis? Do you know what risk management could mean? Just discuss it. And time and patience. Are you a patient person, for example, or are you the person that can't wait for things to happen? So just take a few seconds. We will send you to some breakout rooms where you will discuss that in 3 minutes, I would suggest. And then we are taking you back to the room. And I will put up the timer for you. Let's take 3 minutes, breakout rooms. screen. Could you send the breakout room? You have to, all the participants, you have to accept being sent into the breakout room. So if you're getting a request.
Bernie, do you want them to write from self now or go to breakout now?
Pardon, what did you say?
As far as understood, they should write from self. And you have you send them to breakout in 2 minutes, or do you want breakouts now?
No, breakouts now. Or 2 minutes, 3 minutes to write it down. Sorry, that was my miscommunication. You have 3 minutes now to write it down, to get clearance about it. And let's start it again. Sorry for the confusion. So I give you 3 more minutes, 3 minutes to elaborate on that, and then we will send you into the breakout rooms, and then we will discuss it. So take 3 minutes of time, write down for yourself what you've learned so far about the strategy, the money management, the risk management.
You're muted, Bernie.
Oh, okay. So it seems that the breakout rooms don't work. Let's discuss it here. So we're not so many people. Let's discuss it here on the call directly. Any one of you wants to share their insights about the session so far? Just let me know. Raise your hand, your reaction, if you have remembered something from the session so far, or if you want to listen to something again. So Danya, yes, please. Just unmute yourself. Oops, I muted again. No. Yeah, now it's going.
Okay, hi. So strategy is one pillar. Most of the people don't follow a strategy. And I think this is one of the problems that many people lose their money when it comes to investing. So to have a good strategy is very important. The second pillar was money management. So what I've learned so far, it's very crucial that we need to invest in different asset classes like property, shares, maybe cryptos. Then the third pillar was risk management. I can't remember anymore, but what this was. But of course, you need to limit your risk, and you want to raise your profits. And one of the the main thing, the pillars, is time and management. It's, as you said, the best investors are those who are dead because they don't touch their portfolios. And I've realized this by myself. I invested in former times in investment funds, and I took the money out as the share prices fell down, and this was not a good idea because it will rise again. As history shows, the share prices rise in the history, up and up and up. We need just to have patience and leave the money, but don't die.
Please, of course. We don't die. We are living and we are enjoying our lives, and we are celebrating our lives, and we are exactly what you say. A strategy is. Let me compare it to this. You remember the evaluation game from that I presented you before? So I will bring that up as well here one more time. I need to search it up for you. Oh, here it is. I will share it. So this one, remember this game where you didn't know what to draw. I just told you up, down, right, 45 degree up, and so on and so on. So you were flying blindly through the air. You had no guidance. You had my guidance, but there was nothing visual. There was nothing that I briefed you. Now we are drawing a car or a part of a car. If I told you we're drawing a car right now, the game would be different. And that's what investing is, what evaluation is about. It's what the evaluation game is about. It's about researching. It's about knowing what to invest in. Because if you don't know what to invest in, if you don't know how this works, how everything works, how the stock exchange works, how all these the things relate to each other. This is what fascinates me. I would say the most on this stock thing, on the stock exchanges, on the stock markets, on this whole thing in investing. It is bringing our world in a place. So in a central place, let's call it. The economical world, what's going on in the world? I mean, just take COVID. You can exactly see what COVID is making in the world by watching the financial markets. Those companies that are benefiting from it, they're going up. Those companies that are lucky, that are healthy in these times, they are going up. Those companies that are failing, those companies that are having bad products, that are in the wrong industry, that didn't plan for a crisis, for example, those companies, they're going down and they will just disappear. And we have to evaluate which of those companies are good companies to invest. So which of those companies, even there is a crisis coming up, or even they survive the crisis and they become stronger afterwards, or they are profiting from the crisis. So for example, if you take in companies that are pharmaceutical companies, they are always profiting. They're always going up. The pharmaceutical sector, history shows, because they're always working with fear. They are making you fear that you will die. And you are fearful, and that's why you want to live. And so you take some medication of them, because they tell you, if you take our medication, you will live. If you don't do it, you will have a bad life. So, and this always works. Fear always works. They will make money by selling their medicals. And if they don't make enough money, they will tell you again, you have to take our medicine because that keeps you healthy. So pharmaceutical sector is one of those. Technical sector, for example. Tech companies, as we have seen during Corona, they are very resistant to crises like that. So when everyone is sitting at home, those companies, they are benefiting from that in a huge way, in a huge scale. So this is what we have to do when we evaluate, when we bring up the E of the secret system. We want to discover those companies that are successful, that have potential, because this is also another thing that's part of the evaluation process. Even if you find a company that's resistant to crisis, that's making good money, that's making good profits and everything, it could be that this company is overvalued, so that this company is much too expensive that the stocks are much too expensive. And this is something we have to find out. We're issuing this in our golden menu, so we're putting that in our golden menu that we're putting out every week, and we're updating it consistently. And all our family members who are joining us will get our golden menu. And yeah, so I think we covered it. Let's go to lunch. 5 minutes earlier now, but we are doing a lunch break right now. So we will meet up again on 12:50. So 12:50, please be back again. We have a lunch break for 25 minutes right now. And so please go to the toilet and take some light food. So fruits, vegetables, nuts, eggs, maybe cheese, coffee is okay, but no sweets, no sugars, no added sugar. Drink a lot of water, drink a lot of tea, but don't take a heavy meal because we need the energy, and light meal preserves your energy for later. Okay, so having said this, we will meet afterwards for the 5th pillar. We have seen some interesting guessings what it could be. It was being continuous going on. So being consistent, what is it? And the mindset was a guess. So we will see what it will be. Okay, see you at 12:50 again, 12:50 Central European Time. This is from now on in 22 plus a little bit minutes. I wish you an awesome lunch break.
Please be aware, we are no financial advisors. We do not provide any advice. We only share our experience and our results are not typical. If we mention any stocks, funds and other type of investments, it is for educational and illustrational purposes only. Most people are unable to achieve similar results to ours. If you want to achieve similar results, you have to commit yourself to systemize, to learn and to stick to the rules.